Welcome everybody. We just wanted to take a moment and send out another quick video, just some quick information about this year's Expo that we want to make you aware of. So first of all, let's talk about some deadlines. We have some deadlines so that we can get all the material, all the food, things that we need. So first of all, on the 20th of this month, it's the deadline for making sure that you're going to get a hat for each of the competitions. Now you still can compete, but we may run out of hats depending on how many competitors we have. Also, the deadline for lunches. We want to make sure every student has a lunch. That deadline is going to be May 1st. We want to make sure that everyone has a lunch, but in order to do that, we need to know the quantity of students that we're going to serve, and so that's important for us. And then also, we are offering scholarships, as we always have, and that deadline is going to be May 6th. So we really want to encourage you to have your students sign up for scholarships. We're opening it up to everyone this year. We used to just have it for people who brought projects, but now, even if you compete in a competition, you're going to be able to get a scholarship. So we're excited for that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a great opportunity for some more students.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Brett. In addition to that, many of you know that we're using an app this year for registration. That app is hopefully going to streamline our judging process and help you get home to your schools a little bit quicker at the end of the day. But on the front end, things are a little bit different than they have been in the past. So I want to just go over and reiterate a couple of those changes. So number one, you can still go to our website. You still go to the registration tab and then go to student registration. Follow the directions on there. There's even a great video on there on how to register. But students will have to create an account on this Judge Hub app in order to register. Okay? We have found, now that we've had several hundred registrations go through, that sometimes some schools have blocks on that website, so you may need to work with your IT team to get that unblocked, or at least temporarily unblocked. You may have to have students use a personal email in order to make that account to kind of bypass some of those school locks. But make sure that you give yourself enough time. I don't want you to be waiting until the last second and then figure out that your school has a firewall that's blocking that app, and then we're panicked at the last moment. So make sure you're trying to get those registrations in as soon as possible. In addition to that,
We are in school, aren't we?
Yeah, got those great bells. In addition to that, sometimes it requires us as administrators for some reason to okay the account. It doesn't happen every single time. We can't really figure out why it's doing that, but it does do that. So if you get an access denied message, don't panic. Just send me an email and I will make sure that your student gets let into that app. So these are just some of the first year jitters that we're trying to work out on those apps.
So for those teachers that signed up students themselves, that's the big change. Each student has to do it individually. That's super important to note. You can't wait until a couple days before the Expo and register all your students. The reason that we'll be able to gather that data faster is that all students are in the system so that we can get them scores.
Yeah, so I know that there are some schools that the teachers have just registered all their students, and unfortunately we won't be able to do it that way this year. You'll have to have your students do it. What we've found is best is we just take 5-10 minutes at the beginning of our classes. We sit down, have the whole class register. We do it all at once, and it usually works pretty smoothly.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
The last thing that I wanted to point out is in the past, your students got sent an email confirmation, like a PDF letter that said, yes, they are registered with this project or with this competition. This year, they are not getting that email. It's within the app. So if in the app it shows that they are registered to compete in carpentry, they are registered. If they have registered a metalworking project and it shows up on their profile in their app, then they're good to go. That's their confirmation. That's serving as a confirmation. So if you're unsure of whether or not your student is registered, have them open their Judge Hub app up and show you, and that'll be the proof for you. So please reach out to me if you have any questions about that. I'd be happy to help you work through that.
And one cool thing about that app as well is they don't have to totally complete the form the day of. So as they get their documentation prepared, things like that, they go back in and they can put that information into the app. And so if you're filling that out and a student says, oh, I don't have my drawings done, or maybe I don't have my plan of procedure done, that's okay, because they can go back in later date and put that information into the app, which is really nice.
That's a great reminder, Brett. Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about competitions. That's a big thing that happens on the day of the Expo, and we're excited about the competitions. They're a lot of work, but we enjoy watching students showcase their skills at the Expo. So we're just going to kind of quickly go through each one of the competitions so that you can kind of talk about it with your students. So number one, we have a precision measurement competition. And we're making a few changes for this year. They're actually going to have something to take home. If you look on the website, it's going to kind of go through what they're going to be laying out on a piece of metal. And so that's important for them to practice that before they come to the Expo. We want to have a great experience for the students, and that way they're kind of prepared for that competition. Also, we have the carpentry competition. I'm going to let Ryan take that over.
Yeah, we have a couple changes. We've again partnered with the local 106 training center, and this year they would like to bring in a stair construction challenge as part of their competition. So in the past we've done concrete forming. This year they're mixing it up, and we're going to do some stair tread layout, and then they'll assemble the treads and some risers and create a small set of stairs. So if you take a look at our website, once again, it will have a little bit more detail on that. And all of the tools and materials will be provided at that event. So you don't have to bring anything, just your students. Additionally, we've got a woodworking competition. For those of you who participated in that last year, we had the charging wall hanger. We still have that project available because I know some schools really like that. We've also added a bench option there. So they have 2 projects that they can compete in that competition with, and we've partnered with RCS Millwork to help us do some of the judging that day. So that's a great one. Check out the blueprints. They are on our website. Hopefully you're already working on some of those projects back at your schools.
All right, the next thing is the welding competition, new for last year and our second year of the welding competition. Just a couple of reminders, they will need to bring their own PPE, such as helmets and coats and gloves and things like that. It is going to be all wire welding, so they don't have to worry about slag inclusion, things like that with the stick welding. But great competition, going to again be put on by Vermeer Corporation. You can go on the website and kind of see some examples of the welding that you're going to see there. Also, new for this year, we're doing a sheet metal competition, but a little bit different in this competition. They have to build a toolbox before they come to the competition. So if you've got some students that really like to work with sheet metal, they would form that up. Of course, all the information is on the website for that lower part. And then when they come here, they're going to work with our local sheet metal union and make essentially a tray or an attachment to that little toolbox that they're building. So we're excited about that new competition.
Yeah, be sure to check out our website in the competition tab across the top there. There's important information for all of our contests on there. Some of them require you to build some component in advance. Some are completely done at the Expo, so make sure you are aware of those things. But for the most part, you just bring your students with the exception of the welding contest, and we provide everything else here to try to make it easy for you. And don't forget that one of the main parts about the Expo is student projects. I want to just reiterate again that the Expo is for all student projects. We hear every year, well, we only want to bring our biggest projects. And sometimes that's difficult because you're coming from hours away and it's hard to transport those big projects. But don't be afraid to bring anything that you are doing at your school and industrial technology related. Everybody has different programs, and that's kind of the point of the Expo, is to show off what you're doing so we can share ideas with one another. Students can see what's happening at other schools, get good ideas for their future projects. So really don't be hesitant to bring whatever it is that you're working on, and encourage some of your other fellow teachers that you know to do the same thing. So we highly encourage students to bring a project and participate in a competition. Yes. It just makes the day that much more fun. And one of the great incentives for bringing a project in and participating in a competition is we've got well over $2,500 in prizes and awards to pass out to students who are participating. And I don't want to give away too many details, but there's definitely some stuff from Milwaukee, and I know there's several students here that get pretty excited about that stuff. So You don't want to miss out on that.
Right. Along with all those great prizes and things like that, we have a lot of partners that provide scholarships to our students. And we want to encourage you to have your students actually fill out the information. Most of the time it's $1,000 or $500, and even if it took them a couple hours to fill it out, which generally it doesn't, that's great money per hour. Last year we had a very small number of people filling out that information. I think 6 or 7 people, and we gave away about $3,000 worth of scholarships. So we encourage, especially those seniors that are considering some career choice after high school, to get on board, fill out that scholarship so that we can award them some type of money for the next chapter in their life. So important for us to know. We're excited about this year's Expo. Please again reach out to us if you have any questions, concerns, anything that we can help you with. We want as many students this year to participate in this fun day that we work so hard to create. And Ryan and I are looking forward to seeing all the great projects, all the great competitions, and just have a wonderful day for your students.
Yeah, we can't wait to see you on May 8th.